Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Barely Necessities. It's laughingplace.com's live discussion of the latest Disney merchandise. I'm Rebekah Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me is Bekah Burbank, our site manager. Hey, Bekah, how you doing this week?
I'm good. Today's election day. I don't know if you know. So we had
Yeah.
an early morning. We're like, let's go vote before it gets busy. So I'm
Okay.
tired.
So did you manage to avoid the busy? Because I had friends who went earlier today, and for them, they didn't avoid the busy. They still ended up being about a half an hour before they made it into their polling.
Oh no, we brought Rigby with us, so she was in the car, and both of us were in and out probably in 7 minutes. So
Nice.
yeah, not
Nice.
bad at all.
So pretty efficient in your neck of the woods. Hey,
Yes.
howdy, hey,
Hey.
Geo in the Christmas PJs, hanging out there. Those are adorable. I'm sorry, but those are really cute.
They really
And
are.
and speaking of Christmas, our first item that we're going to be talking about is from the Starbucks crew, and it is the tumblers that feature holiday colors.
Yeah, I think these are really pretty. They're red and green, of course, so they're like super jolly, if you will. You've got that nice color blocking and the geometric pattern, and of course, the Starbucks logo and a Disney logo. They have them for Walt Disney World and Disneyland, so you can rep your favorite resort. But what do you think of these?
These are not grabbing my eye in the way that this pink
The
one.
piglet pink, yeah.
There's something about that texture. It just doesn't seem like how I want to grab my coffee in the morning. I'll be honest, but I
I
know
can
it's really
understand that.
popular with people.
Well, this is not Starbucks, this is something else, but I use one of these all the time. So for water at least or cold beverages. So it's something that you're going to if you get it, you'll probably have it handy forever. But yeah, I can imagine grabbing the geometric pattern might not feel so great. But
Right?
it
No,
looks it looks
I'm
awesome.
I'm dainty. I'm dainty. But this one with the that's all nice and smooth with the iridescent and the polka dots. I'm liking that. But these are available. Shop Disney,
Mhm.
the tumbler. So if you aren't making it to the theme parks, but you want to have that Starbucks holiday tumbler from either Disney World or Disneyland, be sure to visit Shop Disney. And Nick Morgan pointing out what we all know: merch is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I
so too.
do.
Hi. Thanks for joining us.
Um, Also coming up in a little bit after Thanksgiving as well, will be the Hanukkah season. I am so excited that we are finally moving on to some newer designs. We had seen the same designs kind of regurgitated year after
Mhm.
year from Shop Disney, to the point where I can't remember the last time I bought any Hanukkah merchandise over there, just because it was so familiar, and it was like, I didn't like it the first time. I wasn't that, jumping up and down about the second time. So, but lots of nice items with the table runner here. It's reversible. Uh, you've got the menorah. You've got the sufganiyot, which is a special jellied donut that we eat because it's a celebration of when the oil remained lit. So you have a lot of fried dishes. That's why you have the latkes, which are the potato pancakes, and then you have also these donuts that are fried in oil as well. And then they also have some Hanukkah gelt on there for those of us who enjoy a little bit of dreidel play and our holiday fun. I don't know, Bekah. These are sweet. I mean, I know Hanukkah is not the festival in your house, but what do you think of
No.
these designs overall?
I like this. I love the blue that they've picked. Even the contrasting blue, I think it's really, really pretty. And I like those goblets. I thought those were lovely. And I like that they have these salad plates here, and that every single one is different. So your guests or just you can have a different salad plate, different dessert plate. Every night of the week, right?
And if you don't think you're going to be using these for food items. Sometimes what we've done is we've taken plates like this, depending on what they're made of. I didn't look deeply at these, but
I
depending on
don't
what they're made
remember.
of, and we'll put them underneath our menorah. So it just adds a little bit of a festive nature, and it collects all that wax, right? Because as the candles melt in your menorah, you can end up with quite the mess on the table or the counter or whatever. So sometimes we'll have a more decorative plate like this to collect it. Obviously, you have to be careful. Those candles will leave a wax stain.
Yeah.
So if that's something, we have I have a Hanukkah dish that I picked up many years ago. And over the years, it's kind of accumulated quite a multicolor of wax stains from candle lightings over the years, but better that than my table. So
that's true. That's true, right?
So there you go. We're going to head into the unknown, as Bekah wrote in the headline, or at least someone on our team did. I'm guessing it's
it was me. It was me this time. So yes, Anna and Elsa, or Anna, I should say Anna, they've finally come to the nuiMO line, and I think they're so cute. They're featured in their Frozen 2 outfits, those travel outfits where they kind of set out on their little journeys, and the dresses are included, and of course they're removable to some extent because there's fashions inspired by artist Brittany Lee, or the artwork of Brittany Lee, and these are some Frozen inspired outfits. So those are new on Shop Disney as well, and I'm glad that this line keeps growing. And I like when they do the 2 releases at the same time. They've done that with like Jack and Sally, with Chip and Dale. So sometimes it's nice to just have one, but it makes sense to have the sisters at the same time.
And I like that they're offering outfits for your other nuiMOs, kind of inspired by this world of Frozen. So, my mini can now have, Frozen inspired attire. I don't necessarily have to purchase Elsa to get that Frozen dress that I can then kind of swap out with Minnie. They're giving me inspired by attire, so that I'm liking this concept, and we'll see where it moves forward, because this is the first time I can think of them specifically kind of, I don't want to say cosplay, but that kind of inspired by look. We've had spirit jerseys, where it's you can have your nuiMO be a mini me. But this is the first time where I'm thinking that the merchandise available for your nuiMO can be from another world like that. Or is any crossing your mind?
They've done some villains.
Okay.
We had villains earlier this year, and maybe way back in the beginning, I think there were a few cosplay styles, but it's been a long time since we've had
so I was thinking more a lot of the streetwear or what I would consider mini me. And Gio feeling it out, checking to see. I think someone in his family also watches, so he's like, "Hey, hit me up. Let me know if you
like it, then I can get you some accessories."
Drop a hint. Okay, here we go. Tiana in a new fashion, available over at Shop Disney for their Disney Designer Collection dolls.
Yeah, we are almost done with this collection of 15. She's the 14th doll. This is the second time we've seen Tiana in this collection. I really like that they went very outside the box with this look. And it's the designer is Kathy Clark Ramirez, and she went for an Art Deco style. The 1920s and 30s inspired this look, and I don't know that I love it, but I love the concept. Does that make sense? What do you think?
I love it. I think I love everything about it, down to the color scheme. I love the style of her hair. This is very speakeasy.
I mean, that's what I would think. Yeah,
I'm envisioning a bluesy nightclub. Oh man, yeah.
Or a secret room in Tiana's palace, right?
Right.
You have to know the password.
Look at that. Look at that embroidery on the back here too, and the clasp on that necklace on her. And I love this hair.
I feel like this is a coat that I would have found in my grandma's closet or something, and would have been like, where did you get, where did you get this? Not that I think the timing might be off just a little bit, but it feels like the type of thing that's very vintage, very retro, something that, discover.
And I don't know if the detail can show up very well here on the screen for all of you, but she's got a nice little bit of gold star kind of painted onto her face just below her eye. And then it looks as though she's got a little bit of sparkle dust on her
Her
neck,
neckline.
her neck and chest there. So you've got a little bit of the kind of that look as well. But man, yeah, no, I think this one is my favorite now.
Okay, more than Cinderella?
I really do, yeah.
Wow.
Even just the color, the lip color choice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I'm very much liking this. So there you go. That is the latest in this designer collection that they've got. The I always forget the name of it, so I have to scroll back up to the top. There you go. The Disney designer collection, and this one's around 5,500, I think, is what they've been going with the release. So there you have it. Now we're moving into the world of Loungefly with a lot of Cinderella stuff.
Yes, so we were very fortunate to have the exclusive reveal of this Cinderella collection. So I wanted to make sure we talked about it. And these are available for pre-order, or some items are available for pre-order. Others you can request to be notified. But yeah, they're focusing on the mice and a little bit of Lucifer, the birds, as they make the lovely dress for Cinderella. So many cute little details here to that sequence in the film. What do you think?
And the colors are inspired by the pink dress that they make for her. That is among my favorite of the Disney princess dresses. The keychain, you can move, his arm is articulated, little gust here.
We can collect the pearls.
As he collects the pearls. Oh, sorry, clicked over one too far. So yeah, I like the way that the hoodie has it's reminds you of sewing, because it weaves in and out. It isn't just totally encased within the hood top there. So yeah, no, this is really bright and cheery too.
Yes, I agree. And Lucifer's not on that one, so you can feel good about just having the happy moment with the mice. But yeah, I think this is great. There's pins, so that's a 4-piece pin collection there with the other 2 lady mice. I think they have names that I don't remember.
So cute. Okay, so there you go. So these are available for pre-order from Loungefly. Hoodie, keychains, pins. There's a wallet. There's a mini backpack among the items. So lots of adorable. I didn't grab it. The mini backpack.
The backpack is. I don't think I added it to here. It came after the fact. I believe there might be a picture on Entertainment Earth that I can get you, or I can send you the Loungefly link really quick.
Okay, but in the meantime, we'll move over to some more Loungefly, because they've got a variety of Disney and Star Wars items over at Entertainment Earth. I am in love with this.
Are you?
Yeah, I really do, because these are some of my favorite moments.
Of the entire saga.
It's so iconic. This cockpit, and then this moment where Vader is with Obi-Wan here.
Yes.
So, and then I love how they went with that reverse angle, because we're so familiar with the angle from the Falcon looking, where Luke is watching Ben fight Vader, but this is like the reverse angle, so you have the Millennium Falcon sitting in the hangar in the background. So it's a neat choices in the design on this photo, and I like the photorealism too, right?
I do too.
And if you look real carefully, you can tell that the top of the pocket part is Leia giving the.
Oh, I hadn't even noticed that.
So you can see that there's Leia. So it's like, woohoo! So that part's in there as well. So yeah, obviously some of the highlights from a New Hope. Oh, and then we've got another little adorable purse with the mice from Cinderella. Oh,
yeah, I like the little peak. But yes, right? So I don't recall if this is on Loungefly. I know Loungefly within the last year has decided to like pause the pre-orders, and so you can request to be notified, but other sites are maybe doing pre-orders. So when it's live on Loungefly, it'll be ready to ship. But the post, they're all listed on the site. So I'm sorry, I had that wrong. But they're all listed on the site, and you can request to be notified. So there's that. That one is, I think that's cute.
Oh, with the adorable mice there.
And I like that it's a different, like the pocket. So we're so used to the little bit smaller Loungefly pockets. I think they're maybe a little bit thicker, but I like that this is a little bit of there's more height to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get that whole teacup in there. And
Yeah.
I really like that pink color. I think they did a good job.
And it feels like it would be a nice area for your cell phone to sneak in, because a lot of times those smaller ones, those smaller pouches are just a little bit too small for your cell phone.
Yeah, so so whether you get that on Loungefly when it becomes available or pre-order, Entertainment Earth does have a whole bunch of their November Loungefly pre-orders just landed. So yeah, like the Aristocats. How interesting. It's one of these like passport style bags, and it's the like poster art, right? From the
I was gonna say, this reminds me of the record album I had. This is like
Okay.
the cover of the album that I had growing up as well. So yeah, it's probably inspired by the movie poster. Oh, too much fun. I can't believe how deep into the vault they're reaching for stuff. I was griping the other day because I was Flubber. They had this Flubber spirit jersey that popped up at Disneyland, and I was like, where was this kind of stuff for what I held nostalgic, right?
Wait. Which Flubber though? Like
the Robin Williams, the modern, very green, gooey.
Okay.
Oh, in fact, I have my Flubber magnet sitting over there on my filing cabinet. But I was like, wait, you kind of skipped over the stuff that I was super passionate about. But it feels like now we're getting more and more of it. I know there was a Rescuers Dooney, not too long ago. So yeah, there's a few things I really wish. I'll be honest, I really wish we'd get some of the stuff from Haley Mills. I would love to have. I would love to have some
Parent Trap.
And yeah, exactly, and some more stuff from the Kurt Russell films as well. Things that were more of an homage to some of those, right? It'd be fun. Even if it was like, you could even go deeper dive and go with stuff inspired by Snowball Express. Maybe pull from the lodge that they were trying to make happen and things like that. I don't know, but yeah, okay. Just dream world for Rebekah. Let's see. In the meantime, Loungefly has this Beauty and the Beast, which is a classic in its own way. It's hard to believe how old it is already. But
yeah, because this is like my story. I was it had probably already been out for a few years when I was really like into Beauty and the Beast. But that movie is the one that like I have the most memories of, like as far as merchandise goes, as far as loving the film. So yeah, I can't believe that we're already at 30 years.
And it's nice because this particular, she's wearing the green dress that isn't typically featured when it comes to. We see her often in the yellow. And then we see her in her provincial dress, but not so much with the green. Yeah, see, okay, causing you to get distracted when you read and shake your head only encourages me. Yeah, I know. You get me to react, but Bekah, man, she just ignores you. I need to learn how to do that. Let's see.
That's not always a good thing.
And then we have a clutch with Mulan and her father as she's discussing her dad's imminent departure for the military, which we know causes her to step in and take charge of the situation instead of her dad. So,
well, and isn't that the moment where she's kind of like failed at the with the matchmaker, and so he's like, no, like he's basically like, I love you. You might not bloom when everybody else does, but you're gonna be the prettiest flower, kind of like.
Yep.
It's just such a sweet moment.
It is. No, and you're right. And the way that they utilize the flower, the comb
Mhm.
right there, it's in her lap, and then it's also a fixture on the purse is a very, very nice touch to the design. So let's see. CJ, yes, Thanksgiving is a few weeks away. We hopefully will be with family in the Southern California area. Will you be able to gather with family, do you think, Bekah, out there in your neck of the woods?
We won't be doing Thanksgiving, but we're gonna go to we're planning to go to Ohio in the second week of December and
Oh,
kind of
nice.
get everybody's gonna be together before all the holidays. So
Very
there's
good.
no pulling people like, oh, but I want you to be here with us. It's like, no, we're gonna do it when everybody's not requested to be everywhere else.
Well,
So.
I was supposed to be on an airplane tomorrow to my family because I was going to get to see them before Thanksgiving, and then for Thanksgiving
Aw.
we'll be down with my husband's family. But tropical storm Nicole had other plans for me, and it looks like I'll be getting there hopefully over the weekend instead. But yeah, I was just dealing with that before we went on air. Let's see, November 11th, I believe, is the date for Wakanda Forever in theaters.
Yeah,
And
Friday.
woo-hoo! And that means that we've got some new merchandise at Disney Parks and Shop Disney.
We do. These are the Wakanda Forever ears, and I like what they've done with these. I love that it's that like Black Panther kind of that costume, that necklace, and then yes, on the back it says Wakanda Forever. So
Thank you for the translation.
I mean, I can't read this. I read the thing and kind of like, yeah, that looks like it would be, that makes sense. That spells out. If that's an A there, then that symbols that, yeah, that makes so.
My drive is not quite the same as yours, Gio. I'm not gonna just pick up and drive from San Francisco like you did from Missouri. So yeah, no, I'm gonna wait until the airport reopens and they let me fly my happy little self over to Orlando. What is this Namor?
As far as I know, this is Namor. I believe it's actually the character of Namor, but they didn't say much about the bag on the Shop Disney listing, so it could be one of the other characters from. I want to say it's Telokin. I might have my letters switched around in there, but instead of going with an Atlantis, they went with a different themed
That's a
city.
really pretty blue.
But yeah, I love that. I love the blue, and I like that there's all the different colors there. It's also, you don't necessarily know what it is when you first look at it. So either people will ask you about it, or people who know will be like, "That's cool."
I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of this one per se, but I do like that blue. I'm finding that blue very appealing, but the design overall is not jumping out at me. It's a little too busy, but I think maybe it's because the character is unfamiliar to me, so I'm not, instantly connecting with it.
It
Yeah.
reminds me a little bit of the headdress that he's wearing in some of the trailers. So I think they're trying to just go for so many different elements of I don't want to call it costume, but their traditional dress.
Mm-hmm.
So, or maybe even a ceremonial dress. So, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, no, there definitely is. And as far as ear headbands go, an Ahsoka Tano reflection is coming. They've announced that is arriving tomorrow.
Yes, it was supposed to be today. My morning was constantly refreshing Twitter and Shop Disney and not finding it and Googling, has anybody else found this? But yes, it's supposed to be here tomorrow now. What do you think of these?
I actually like these, and I like the idea that you can now have this way to wear the leku, but without it being so kind of dimensional. This feels much more accessible.
Yes,
you can have that look, but yet it feels less unwieldy than the one that we've seen available at the Halcyon. I know I can't remember if it was available elsewhere, but I know for sure I've seen it through the Halcyon.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, that one's more of like almost like a whole headpiece. And that one I think has the back tail as well, instead of just the sides, or the two on the sides. But when I saw this, I thought this is supposed to be the live action version of Ahsoka. I know we've seen her, like, she's grown as a character throughout the animated series, but this feels very much like the look that Rosario has in Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. So,
by the way, I also like this wardrobe line that the model in this image has. It has the nice scroll of "May the Force be with you" underneath, and then it has very simple sketch outlines of R2, C-3PO, Leia, Chewie, Yoda. And we've seen this on cardigans, on sweatshirts, on, I want to say, ball caps even. So a nice, but I'm not sure on the ball caps. I know for sure the cardigans, the sweatshirts, and the open cardigan too. A nice little open cardigan, maybe even pajamas. But yeah, so those are out there. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you can check out that line as well. But if you are interested in the Tano ears, wondered what happened, tomorrow.
Yes.
Visit again tomorrow. And Baby Yoda is going to return to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And so they are offering us a Funko. This time, now, as I remember, last year we got the Funko of the balloon, because the balloon of Grogu is in a Funko style.
Yes, thank you. That is exactly right. And it is a lot to try to convey in in a headline. So yes, you're absolutely right. It is a Funko style Grogu has the Macy's balloon. Last year, the pop had him chasing like one of the silver knobs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So this is a different pop, of course, but I believe the balloon is going to be the same. And I like that we've got some little handlers there.
I do too, because Macy Parade is one of those things that, if it weren't for the fact that I don't expect the temperatures to be nice, it would be on my bucket list. But I have an aversion to cold, and so it will not be. It will always be on my I enjoy it from afar list. But however, Universal Orlando brings some of those iconic balloons to the park. Now, we're not talking the Grogu or the enormous ones, but you get to see the Macy stars. They make their way through the park. I've also seen the Santa elf balloon as well. So, and as I recall, park guests are invited to be handlers. And so you get to do some of that park, kind of like they do with the Mardi Gras parade, where they let the park guests be a part of the Mardi Gras parade. My memory is that the holiday parade also includes kind of that guest interaction. But I really one of the highlights for me of living in Orlando was that those Macy balloons, the smaller ones, would make their way, as it were, to the Orlando area. And one year they even had them housed in a facility, and you could go look and you could see like the floats of the parade. It's cool stuff, fun stuff. And I agree, Doobie, same. I was thinking the same thing. That's a Funko that I'm like, I could want that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's available now, I think exclusively at Funko, and I believe it's like $30. So it's a little bit larger than the standard size pops, which are 4 inches. It's a little bit larger than that, but those handlers are going to be really tiny. This is not a giant pop, so kind of fun to play with the scale there.
And I see, Bekah, that I skipped over our link for Entertainment Earth. So I'm going to bring it to just the two of us and let you talk about the Entertainment Earth a little bit as I try and pull that up.
Oh, you're great. We do have a special affiliate link with Entertainment Earth. If you visit ee.toys/LPFan, you can shop their incredible selection of toys and collectibles and Loungefly bags. If items are in stock, you get 10% off with that LPFan code. And if the stuff's even not in stock, you can still get free shipping on items or on purchases of $39 or more. So Yeah, I am sorry I threw that in there.
No worries.
Last minute, there's a new wave of the 2023 Avengers wave. So these aren't necessarily Avengers characters, but it's the Avengers wave of Hasbro Marvel Legends, and that green figure in the center is the Build-A-Figure. And I cannot Puff Adder, I believe. And the very little research I did, he's a mutant who can like make his body larger, and he's a supervillain. So he looks kind of like a snake. Kind of fun there. But yeah, there's 7 new figures in this line that just dropped for pre-order today. So
that big eyeball dude, that is not appealing.
I know, right? This is an actual character named Orb. I don't remember what the storyline is with that character, but these are some of the like old school Marvel villains or old school versions of these characters. Yeah, we've got Baron von Strucker and
yeah, no,
right?
these are some old school designs here.
Yeah, and that was Yelena as a Black Widow, which is very different from the Yelena we saw in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So,
but no, this thing is weird and freaky. I'm gonna have to ask our Marvel Time guys, Ben and Mac, about Orb. We'll keep an eye on you, I suppose. Very nice to you. But no, this and his outfit looks sinewy. So it's even worse.
Right?
I get it. It's like very, very, very icky.
Yeah, there's some detail there that's not exactly
like, I'm not sure what they're going for.
Completely
here,
palatable, okay. Right?
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. There you go, Doobie. I bet you're loving that. And my husband, I can't imagine he's enjoying that at all, because he's more squeamish than me when it comes to some stuff like that. Yeah, right. His coloring is like Duke Kaboom. I was thinking Evil Knievel, but same thing, different. Yeah, that's kind of funny. A little bit of red, white, and blue there.
Yeah, almost like Captain America too, with the star. So,
Oh, I'm okay. I have to ask Mac, what is up with that thing? That is weird. That is some weird stuff going on. Sometimes those comic book hero guys, I am like, I don't know what they were.
Yeah, there's a reason these characters have not continued storylines into the future.
That's
why you won't be seeing Orb in the MCU. Now I'm saying this, and watch, he's gonna show up. So
next year's tentpole, Orb.
We're gonna be like, oh man,
who knew? Bring home the galaxy. Week 4 of a 9-week extravaganza.
Yes, so much. And some pre-orders will be starting tomorrow, but yeah,
we've got this art of the Star Wars High Republic. If you have not been following Who's the Boss Pod or checking out Star Wars headlines, you've been missing out on the adventures of the High Republic. It's set hundreds of years before the stories you're more familiar with, so you kind of get a lot of that backstory there. And then there's a variety of sunglasses available.
Yeah, these are themed after the various characters. I think it's Ahsoka, I want to say Queen Amidala, Fennec, and then Obi-Wan in that order from the top down.
Yeah. So I could go with that. I can see that, especially the ombre of Amidala.
Yes, it's very pretty.
Of Ahsoka, those jump out at you almost immediately. The other ones, I'd have struggled a little bit more, but you were there with the answers. And then a galactic edition of Star Wars Saga is available. This means that there's some new DLC, some additional character offerings. If you already have the other one, you can in many cases just purchase those separately. But if you haven't yet, check out the Galactic Edition so that you can have more characters when you first start out your Skywalker Saga. I have very much enjoyed the Skywalker Saga. I know, Bekah, you've also dabbled with it as well.
Yes. I still haven't finished it. I probably should. I think I have Rise of Skywalker to go. But I mean, as far as like playing through the storyline, and then of course I've been distracted trying to explore all of the different aspects of the galaxy. But it's so fun, and it's a little bit irreverent, but like in the best way possible. It's not a kid's, like, it's not kid-y or kid-like. It's just it's so much fun.
If you're
Sorry.
looking for something that's just a nice way to kind of relax and let off a little bit of steam, I highly recommend the Skywalker Saga, because not only does it have that gameplay where you're kind of following through where they want you to go, but then you also have this free play where you're able to just truly explore the universe, and you slowly unlock it as you're playing the game. And so more and more planets become available to you as you finish, chapters of the story, because it's all 9 films and the various
Mhm.
planets there. And then once you've made your way through like the saga itself. So in essence, you play through the movie, then you can more deeply explore the planets, and you can do all kinds of like missions and adventures. There's so many different types of experiences. Some are more time based, so that is not my forte. So those will never get
Oh, no.
completed,
Yeah, no, me
right?
too.
The one where you have to like push certain targets in under 30 seconds or something probably will never happen unless I hire a ringer to come do that. But one of the things that I've been enjoying is the wandering Wookiee. Each
Yeah.
planet has a Wookiee somewhere on the planet, and you can purchase or discover hints. And then
Mhm.
you can wander the planet and find them. I just the other day finally found the one that's on Camino. So, and wandering Camino itself has been a lot of fun with all the clone construct going on there and the
Yes.
various things you can do. And yes, Gio, you should get back to that game because it is fun. Like I say, it's one of those where you can pick it up and play it for a little while and then walk away. And it's
Mhm.
not extremely stressful. Bekah said it's a little bit irreverent. So it's a nice way to just kind of unwind. I use it for like a little bit of de-stressing. Instead of when I don't want to read, when I don't want to listen to a podcast, I'll just throw this on for a little. Or sometimes I'll throw on a podcast and play this. I turn off the volume on the game and I listen to a podcast while I play it.
Yeah.
Um, I've even taken to grabbing because I'm on a Switch. I've even taken to grabbing and putting the Switch on my exercise bike, and I'll play while I'm just cycling,
Well,
like a low workout, not a intense workout, but just kind of, hey, let me see how far I get for the next 40 minutes as I play this game and cycle at a certain, RPM. So,
no, I'm on the Switch too. It's my favorite console. I love the versatility of it. So yeah, that seems like a great idea. You can play while you're working out.
don't
Oh,
do it, Gio. No, I'm
I
kidding.
haven't started it. Because I already have too much. I'm already don't have enough time.
I think I played it for a little while and then I started to read more about it because I felt like this is Disney Dreamlight Valley. It's kind of like Animal Crossing, but with Disney magic. So you've got Mickey and Goofy and Scrooge McDuck and Moana and various other characters, and you're planting gardens that then have yields, and then you trade those in for money, and then you go buy things, and it's too real world for me. But I played it for a little while, and then I realized I wasn't playing it as efficiently as I should. And
Hmm.
so I'm like, so I'm trying to play smarter now because there's certain crops that are better to plant than others. And your people, when you make friends with Goofy can then become a source of revenue for you because he can like help you garden or help you fish. These are things that he can do. And so then you can, in essence, produce more. And it's one of those things where if you're wise in how you do it, you can make your life easier or more challenging in progressing level upon level. So it was just too much thought for me, but people love it. It's a lot of fun. They've been having a bit of issues lately, I guess, with their servers because I saw that they were giving everybody a bunch of moonstone points who had signed on due to some of the challenges that they'd been having. But it has a really dynamic community. If you are considering starting Disney Dreamlight Valley, I would highly recommend stopping by one of those like Facebook groups or a blogger who kind of offers you a little bit of a background, because it is one of those things where I felt like the learning curve. I wish I would have had more knowledge before I started, because I think I took a few missteps at the beginning that made the game more challenging for me than it did, because I didn't realize kind of how helpful doing things in a certain way could be more beneficial, and it would have taken me less time to progress as far as I did in the game before I ultimately gave up and went back to Skywalker Saga.
Hmm.
from the world of Legos, we have some, it's an Inquisitor ship.
Yeah.
And some Inquisitor figures available, including those we've seen in Obi-Wan series.
Mhm. Yep.
So that's what's happening over there. And some beautiful art. You've got bounty hunter
I
art.
really like this. This is at, I believe, Society 6. So it's one of those things where it's a little bit customizable as far as like how you want it framed or what type of print you want, or if you want it, matte or whatever, glossy. But yeah, I think it says bounty. No, wait, no, that's not right. I think it says hunters, right? Hunters. I think that's what it is. And they're the bounty hunters. So it's the bounty squad. I love the colors. I love the like simplicity of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge bounty hunter fan, but I think this is fantastic.
Celestino is. I'm gonna have to find out on Star Wars headlines what his take is on this, because he's a Bosk fan, and so I'll be interested to see what he thinks of this. And then you've got an homage to C3PO, the protocol droid, and these are all items that are part of Bekah's week 4 Bring Home the Galaxy Star Wars roundup. So you can find all of that on Laughing Place, and we'll have a link in the comments below. Bekah does a great recap of the episode below so that you can easily find the items. But man, I have never been more jealous of Mike Celestino. Have you seen this, Bekah?
I've not watched this. I knew he was doing it. We've been taking turns with the Bring Home the Galaxy posts, and so this was my week. And part of the reason why is because he got to do this.
Good to see you. You excited for tonight's new episode of Andor?
I'm super, super jealous. I still can't get over how much fun that Lola looks. So it's voice activated. So whenever he chit-chats with her, she has a few things to say. He has done a complete unboxing, which is on its way to this very YouTube channel shortly. So be sure to check that out. Right? Mike gets all the fun.
And this is the animatronic one, correct?
Yeah.
Which is like a $90 price range, but I mean, you can see why.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a lot of articulation. The flaps and lights activate. And my memory is that it has several different settings. You can operate it like via touch or via voice. So there's like differing kind of modes for her interaction with you. But they just did a really great job in bringing this hovering droid to life.
She is in stock right now on Entertainment Earth. And if you use that LP fan code at checkout, not only can you get the free shipping, but you can get $9 off of the item, the 10% in stock. So yeah, grand total looking in my cart right now is $80.99. So, and shipping would have been about $17. So just throwing that out there if you want.
There you go. So if that's something you're considering,
that up.
If that's something you're considering, be sure to check out our friends over at Entertainment Earth. And with that, Bekah, we are going to do the shopping list because, like I said, I thought I was going to be getting ready to be on an airplane. So there is no Sensational 7 this week because, I was packing and doing other things to get ready to go on a trip that has been postponed.
No, that's okay. It has been quite a week. Well, we do have a lot of items at Shop Disney, including Strange World shirts. And there's also a little plush of Splat. So those are brand new to Shop Disney, and I'm sure we're going to see much more. That's why we put it in the shopping list. We've got the Piglet Pink collection, which we had that little peek of with the tumbler. There's some Spirit jerseys and ear headbands and a Loungefly. Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, Series 10 is coming tomorrow. It's themed to the Haunted Mansion, so you can get a preview of what that looks like on our site. There's some Avatar Funko Pop. I couldn't figure out if they're new for Way of Water or if they are just new Avatar, because everything on the listing said the 2009 film, but they look awesome. So there's 5 new Funko Pops that look fantastic. We don't usually talk about other movies outside of Disney, but back in April we talked about the ASPCA's Pops with Purpose, and so it's Einstein, the dog from Back to the Future, and Toto from, of course, The Wizard of Oz. And so those have finally landed at Funko, and we've got a post about that. The Hercules dress that was previewed back at the D23 Expo has finally come to Shop Disney. There's a musical popcorn bucket that's going to be at Walt Disney World. I believe it's Walt Disney World this week. And then we have some Black Panther books that we did reviews of. I did the Courage to Dream. It's a kid's book.
Oh, that looked amazing.
The artwork is fantastic. It's the same artist who did the mural, the King Chad mural that was at Downtown Disney. Yes, Nicholas Smith. And then Frederick Joseph. He's a New York Times bestselling author. But yeah, there's some really pretty artwork. Very interesting story. It's about a little girl who lives in Wakanda. She talks with some characters from the movie that you'd be familiar with, like Okoye and Shuri, and of course M'Baku. And then we've got the official Wakanda cookbook that Alex reviewed, which it sounds like there's a whole story to that. So not only is it recipes, but there's like a story behind it of who the chef is, one of the Wakandan chefs, and why these items are selected for the cookbook. And then Mac did the Dreams of Wakanda book, which is kind of personal stories, but mostly talking about the impact the Black Panther film had on our culture, had on theater goers. So pretty awesome there. And finally, the Executioner Stormtrooper helmet from The Last Jedi is coming to De Nuevo Novo, and that's available for pre-order, one of these high-end collectibles. But you can do a complete like Stormtrooper outfit. They have so many aspects of the costume, and you can, if you really want to up your cosplay game, they've got a whole collection for you. So I know that was a lot, but that's our shopping list. And there should be links for everything down below. Yes, there's the King Chad. Let me show you.
Wow.
It's not an exact, I'm going to lose the page, but there's
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Very similar.
Reminiscent. Yeah. So reminiscent.
So I love the artwork in this book. It's absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of books that I read as a kid, like just going to the library, and sometimes you would pick up a book based on how the pictures looked, and then you're like, okay, I'm just going to take this home. Don't know anything about the story. Don't know if I'll like it, but I love the artwork.
So Gio, you're asking thoughts on Magic Band Plus. Okay, what I will tell you is be prepared for Magic Band Plus. If you want to use Magic Band Plus, be aware that I found it drained my battery on my phone heavily. And I'm guessing it's because a lot of the Magic Band stuff seems to be like through my phone is how it would get to my device. The device doesn't seem to itself be communicating with stuff. It's like my phone is communicating with Disney, and then that causes my Magic Band to go off. I don't know that that's how it works, but that was my perception, because when I would be somewhere and it wasn't doing what I anticipated it doing, I would log into my app, and you can see like Magic Bands is one of the options. And then I would notice that it would say on there, not connected. And so then I would just hold the Magic Band up close to my phone until that said connected. And then the things I anticipated happening you can set it to have specific coloring to blink and stuff at you. But there's also a lot of moments. I shouldn't say a lot. There are plenty of moments around the parks. For example, when we exited Ratatouille, my Magic Band blinked red, white, and blue, the colors of the French flag. When we exited Guardians of the Galaxy, it was a very kind of, to me, disco-y illumination around the dial, which to me fit very well with the Guardians of the Galaxy dynamics. And obviously when you're out at Spaceship Earth and they have those beautiful evening shows. As the spaceship Earth would change colors, your magic band would match kind of the dynamics of what was going on spaceship Earth. If you are somebody who wants to do the bounty hunters or the other game, the wave at the characters game, I can't remember the name of it, but they're quests within the Play app. And so you'll want to have your Play app open. And then as you go by these characters and with your magic band, it takes a moment, because once again, my perception is that it is communicating with some place, and then it gets a communication back, and then you'll get the notification. So it isn't instantaneous. It's not even as rapid as a touch point. You know how when you touch the touch point, it's not like instant green. It's like green, it circles for a little bit and then it goes to that green. It's longer than that until you get the acknowledgement of your interaction with the character. So I saw a lot of young people. No, I shouldn't say young people. I saw a lot of people in general walking up to those characters and like waving their arms frantically in front of them and like, oh, and then something, and it was funny because sometimes it would take a while and then something would happen and they would not believe that they had triggered it, because the delay was such that they just figure, oh, it just must do that every so many minutes or something. But then what'll happen is in your app, you'll see the little character will light up within the app, and so you know that you've collected it. And then you can go around, and once you get all of the ones in each park, then you get a designation within the Play app. If you're somebody who's doing the Play app, which I am somebody who's doing the Play app, trying to collect all my little badges. And another element of it that the app has is like Figment. You can then do an AR where when you have your phone camera and you're looking off someplace, it would make it look like Figment was walking in that area or something like that with select ones. But yeah, Gio would enjoy. He would go by and like kind of walk by the statue while people were taking their pictures or something, and then all of a sudden the statue would make noise because it's for all those golden ones. And then with the bounty hunting, the challenge is I was unimpressed by the Halloween overlay because it was just not that impressive. It was kind of repetitious between the characters that I encountered. Wasn't really unique to them per se. So I was like, oh, I'm glad that they could do something seasonal. I'm interested to see what they do now that we are moving into the next holiday. So I'm eager for that. But for the bounty hunting, that was really super cool. I'm sorry, Bekah.
This is great.
With the bounty hunting, once again, there's a bit of a delay. And the hardest part about that is that you're somewhat guided by your band being red or green, meaning you're warmer or colder in essence as you try and help. But in the sun of Florida, it's very difficult to make out when your band is one color or another. Typically, I noticed my band when I was inside, because then, you don't have the brightness of the sun, kind of, out there. And we were there for an overcast day, and we still really couldn't make it out. But it does have a haptic response that kind of pulses one way or another, depending on if you're going the correct way or not. So you have to really pay attention to that. But we found ourselves like trying to find a spot and like trying to see, you would see people kind of doing this number, trying to see whether or not it was red or green. And once again, we would go up to a door and we would presume we didn't have the right location, but it was because we simply had not waited long enough to get the accurate response. It was still reading kind of where we had been rather than where we were. So my advice with that is to slow your pace a little bit as you're going around, because it'll take a few beats before it recognizes where you are, and you can end up missing your destination goal if you're going too quickly. So just slow yourself down a little bit to do that. But overall, it's another thing that I love. I was a fan of the glow with the show concept. I can remember sitting my little glow with the show ears by the TV so that when the Christmas special came on, it would illuminate along with the show. Boy, if they did that with these magic bands, I would The idea of having my app open with my Magic Band on, watching the Disney Christmas special and having it vibrate or light up as I'm watching the holiday shows would be so much fun for me. They could do it with Dancing with the Stars, and they would get me to watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch Dancing with the Stars very often. I watch Disney Night, but they could get me to watch if they were like, hey, see how your Magic Band interacts with Dancing with the Stars. They'd get Rebekah to watch. That's how soft a touch I am. Ooh, glow lighty thing, I'm there. So yeah, so I so there you go, Gio. There's my rundown of the Magic Band Plus. So thanks for asking. Let's see, Bekah. So we talked about the shopping list. We let everybody know what's going on. The links will be down below. Later tonight on the Laughing Place YouTube channel, we will be having Disney Trivia Live, and the topics are, I know it was election night, like Disney election, and Your Highness. That was the other one. DTL tonight, Your Highness and Disney election 2022. If you haven't played our live interactive trivia game, stop by. It's at 7:30. And my husband and my son hosted. It's a lot of Disney friends getting together and just having a fun, answering trivia questions, a little bit of competition, but mostly just a lot of Disney nonsense. A lot of fun. So thanks very much for tuning in to Barely Necessities. Needs to be fed. And so we're going to be signing off. Bye.